Alright, what's up y'all? Welcome back to another video. 2 long weeks off. I didn't want to take 2 weeks off. I was really planning on getting some training in over there in Italy, but it just wasn't happening. We just had so much shit to see and so much stuff to do, and my body was like really beat up anyways. So I ended up taking like that full time off. So it's been probably 12 days since I've lifted any weights, right? The 17th, and today is the 29th. So 12 days since I've lifted weights. I'm like more excited after a meet. Usually I'm like down and I'm like, the motivation is low to train. I still do it, but it's low. I am like super excited to train today. Super excited to get back in the gym. I think the break did me well, like in terms of like for my body, just not lifting for a little bit, but also for like my mental, right? Just to get me like motivated to be back in the gym. Those last like 3 days in Italy, I did not want to be there. I was like, I just couldn't stop thinking about being home and like being back in my routine where I just wake up, train, work, train, like just work and train basically. Like, I don't know, just really excited to get back in that routine, right? Like the daily grind. So finally back in San Antonio, landed last night. I'm gonna do a quick worlds recap for y'all. I don't want to drag this out. I'm kind of over it already in terms of like how it went. But yeah, as everyone knows what I was dealing with. If you've been watching my videos, I had the adductor thing going on. I wasn't really able to train my squat much at all, right? Like the last 3 weeks I was squatting like in the 500s. So to even come out with a 700 squat, obviously not my best, and it was a grinder. Like you can see on my face after I hit it. Usually if I grind something out like that, I'll be super hyped, right? But I'll put the video right here.
Whoa, that's a fight, and Michael's got heart.
That was some grit and determination to get that back to the top. He deserves every kilo of that.
You can see like I grinded it out and it's like no really expression because it's fucking 700 pounds and I hit that for the first time like years ago. So bench went okay. I had some issues with my heels being up. Again, I'll put the video here.
Press. He's also got a pretty big deadlift. They're telling him to replace it. Not sure.
The side referee indicated that his feet weren't down.
Couldn't see his feet from the view I had.
No. It may be just his shoes seem to curl up at the back. So maybe that's not the best pair of shoes to be wearing on bench. Yeah, I can.
That looks flat
No,
now.
that looks okay now.
That looks good.
The
Yeah, there we
referee's
are.
accepted that position. Bench rankings with Anatoly still to go in this round.
The judge was calling me for my heel up, so I had to change like all my positioning. So like I know a lot of people expect me to bench 500. I expect myself to bench 500 in the meet. I pretty much had to change my whole setup just to get my heel down for the judge to give me a start. Again, that's not on the judges, that's on me. That's something I got to change in training going forward. So that is something I will address. I'm gonna eventually, I'll show you on my bench tomorrow. I'm gonna change my whole setup, move my feet to a different position so that there's no question that my heels are down. And I also think it'll be easier on my knees if I put my feet a little bit more forward. So that's the plan going forward. Gonna have a more forward foot position, just to fix that heels down issue. I don't ever want there to be a question for the judges, in terms of like, I don't ever want it to be questionable, right? Like I watched the video back and I was like, man, it looks like my heel's down. But if the judge said it's not down and I've had that problem in the past, then obviously it's an issue, right? Like I got to address that. I can't blame the judges on that. So that's something I got to change going forward. And then deadlift, I hit the 771.
By Michael Davis. Another 20 kilo jump.
And he ran out onto the platform there like he'd been shot out of a cannon. He's fired up for it.
Oh, it's a little sticky as well. This is such a quick turnaround.
There was really, I maybe had 5 kilos in the tank, and that wasn't going to change my position. So like a lot of people ask me why I skipped my third. I just knew that if I went up, it was just going to be a risk for the adductor. I was already in a decent amount of discomfort at that point, and it wasn't going to change like what place I got. So it wasn't really worth it to me to go up. I did feel like right after I skipped the third, I did feel like, I don't know, I felt really shitty about it because I felt like, oh man, you didn't leave your all out there. But like looking back, or even in the moment, I knew what the smart decision was, right? Like there's no reason to take this and risk destroying myself like I did last time. for like to not even improve my placing at all. So if it was going to improve my placing and it was within range, I would have loaded it and I would have tried to pull it. But since it wasn't, we went with the smart call and we ended up skipping it. So I know I talked a lot about not putting pressure on myself and like having low expectations, especially with what was going on. But y'all know me as a competitor, like I'm always gonna have some expectation. And especially after my third squat, like I was like, okay, I'm in the meet. Like anything can happen at this point. That's what was going through my head. So then when the meet ends up how it ends up, right? I ended up in 4th place. I wasn't really even looking at placings the whole time because I mean, y'all knew what was going on, and I knew it wasn't my best day. So I wasn't really looking at placings, but I knew I was in the meet. And so I started getting kind of excited after squat. I was like, okay, maybe I could pull something crazy off. Like maybe I could bench something fat, and maybe I could pull something stupid like out of nowhere off the taper. But that didn't happen. So even though I tried to set these lower expectations for myself and I tried not to hype up the meet, obviously I was still disappointed at the end. 4th place is not, I've never finished off the podium like at an international meet. I mean at Sheffield, but at an international meet in my weight class, never finished off the podium. So like to not even get top 3, yeah, it just sucks. It's still gonna suck, like regardless. The only good thing about it is that I had 2 weeks to just travel, see Italy, kind of get my mind off of it, and I feel like I'm over it now, and I'm just like ready to start training again. So I got conventional deadlifts today, RP 4-5 triple, super light. So like I'm not really gonna do anything crazy. I'm like trying to give myself a long runway to build up. Obviously still give the adductor a break. It's still sore. Like I just getting up off the couch, just like doing simple things, I can still feel it a lot. So it definitely took a hit at the meet. I put it through a lot of stress at the meet. I took so much ibuprofen I couldn't really feel anything like going through squats, but the next day I could feel it a ton, and the whole time I was in Italy I could feel it a lot, even more than I was feeling it before going out there, in terms of just day-to-day activities. So still the adductor is really sore, so I'm gonna start super light on squat, super light on deadlift, even though it's conventional and high bar, and I'm just gonna give myself a long runway to build over the next like 5 to 6 weeks and just kind of build those top sets up. So yeah, really excited to train, really excited to be back in San Antonio. Everyone's been complaining about the heat, but this shit feels so good to me right now, right? I'm sure in like a week I'll be tired of it, but it feels so fucking good to be in this 95, 100 degree weather. I'm gonna be sweating in here. Excited to see the gang, excited to train. Yeah, so that's all I got for y'all. I know I talked a lot. Hopefully if y'all stayed through it, y'all can see me get a couple lifts in. And then yeah, I'm gonna try to keep up with these. That's all I got. I'm fucking talking too much. I'll see you on the gym. About to test out the adductor with the Copenhagen plank. Just kind of see where I'm at, how much I can tolerate. See if I can do them unassisted. My adductor was, I said this already, but it was super sore over there, like when I was in Italy, just traveling and stuff, just walking around, I could feel it, just getting up off the couch and shit. So just gonna kind of see where it's at, if it's progressed at all. But yeah, we're doing conventional today anyway, so I'm not really worried about it hurting while I'm training, but just want to assess the health of it. So let's see what we got. I'm gonna start with my knee all the way on the bench, like I had been doing. Oh yeah, that's much better. So I can do it unassisted, so that's like a good sign. Like at the end of prep, I couldn't even do it really unassisted. I could some days, and then some days I couldn't. So really good sign here. Just gonna hit like a set of like 15. Just gonna hit a couple sets of like 15 just to get it warmed up. Because after training, like I have it programmed now to do like 3 sets of 30 seconds. So I'm gonna add that into my programming after every squat, or twice a week. So like not too much, but every squat and every deadlift right now. So hopefully going forward, that can help me stay a little bit healthier. One thing I'm trying to do with conventional is a lot of times, which is really easy to do, is I start using like a lot of back. I kind of just grip and rip, less technique. I'm trying to keep it as much a hinge. I'm gonna grab my belt real quick. I'm trying to keep it as much a hinge as possible. So loading the glutes and the hamstrings, like when I go down to grab the bar, a lot like I do in sumo. I'm trying to carry that over to conventional, and then I'm trying to keep my arms as long as possible. Another thing that I do in sumo. So so far in the warm-ups, it's feeling good. And I'm gonna film this from the side just so we can see like what the positioning looks like. light. All right, so just hit the 496. Had a little bit of discomfort there, which I wasn't really expecting. I'm not gonna really trip about it. We're just gonna keep the weight there. I'm gonna hit my triple at 496. Lighter than I had planned, but like I always say, adjusting to the day, taking what's there, taking what the body gives me. I want to give myself a really long runway to build up anyways, so I'm not really tripping about starting light. This is just week 1. I'm really thinking about where I'm gonna be week 5, week 6, you know what I mean? So that's kind of the goal. I'm thinking long term. So 496 for a triple, probably even back down to like 3 reps for back down. Just keep it super light and just get some movement going, and then keep the adductor feeling good. So just focus on making it perfect. Hitting these heel elevated goblet squats, keeping them super light. I tried to go a little bit heavier than this already on my first set, but my knee was feeling sore. Obviously my body's still cooked from the meat, and then when I was in Italy, like protein was so low and I was getting so many steps, so I feel like I didn't even actually recover that well. So I'm still using this next week just to kind of recover. Gonna keep things super light, give myself a lot of room to build, and then keep my body feeling as good as possible. So just literally just 15 pounds right here, just gonna get 20 reps in. Got done with those heel elevated goblets. That's like the best quad pump I've gotten. Like I said before the meet, that's like, I don't always feel my quads that much, or I don't usually feel my quads that much in squats. So that's just like a movement where I can get just like straight quad, no adductor, like barely any glute, barely any hammy, you know what I mean? So feels really good. I did 2x20, literally just 15 pounds, and I got like a stupid quad pump. So I'm really hoping I can build that up really heavy over the next 6 weeks. Build these, what I think is like the weakest part of my legs, up a little bit more, and then hopefully when I get back to low bar, all of it translates. So I'm gonna hit Copenhagen's one more time. This is gonna be a ritual going forward. Every squat, every deadlift, just get these adductors as strong as possible, as healthy as possible. So 3 sets of 30 seconds here. I'm not gonna show out too much because I mean it's a boring ass movement, but yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and do these assisted. I'm feeling just a little bit too much pain when I do it with my leg up, and that's not the goal, right? I don't want to be in pain, so I'm going to go ahead and do them assisted, 3 sets of 30 seconds. Eventually over time I'm going to build up to where I can do just like only my foot on the bench. All right, just got done with the deadlift session. Obviously we're still having these aches and pains. The adductor still cooked from the meat. I went really hard at the meat, took a lot of ibuprofen, and I feel like I was paying for it over the last couple weeks and still paying for it now. But we did what we had to do. And the knee is also a little bit cooked. The left knee is a little bit sore. So on the heel elevated goblets, I literally only did 15 pounds. On the Copenhagen's, I had to do assisted after. But we're doing what we can, and we're leaving ourselves a lot of room to build through this block. So honestly, normally in the past, this would like piss me off and I'd be like super mad after a session like this, but like I'm just really happy I'm able to train. I'm happy I'm able to lift any weights, right? Like I wasn't lifting the last 2 weeks, and I'm just really happy to be back in the gym and working and getting better. So that's all I got for this session. I know it was just like a really light session, and it's going to be like that for a little bit, but I'm still going to share this with y'all because this is like what the journey is, right? This is what getting better is. It's not like I cannot lift heavy all the time, and I just want to show that day in, day out grind for y'all, right? That what it takes to actually get better. Like you got to go through these phases where you're maybe lifting lighter weights, or you're doing shit that's not as fun or not as exciting. That's like normal phases of training for most people. I mean, some people go heavy every week, but I fucking can't go heavy all the time like that. So I'm just gonna take y'all through the grind, take y'all through that daily, just that daily grind. Like I said, just that daily grind. So That's all I got for this video. I am working with a new company. I'm working with 100. They're the people, the slippers I've been using. I use them at Worlds, and I also use them. I've just been using them in training. The grip is super nice on them, and the lateral support is really nice. The thing that turned me away from the Vivos, I really like Vivos, but the thing that turned me away was I feel like they didn't have as much lateral support as like a slipper that's made for deadlifting. And also I think the grip on them was not as good, and it was wearing very quickly, right? The grip on these is specifically made for powerlifting and for your feet not to slip at all. So yeah, if you want some 100s, if you're thinking about switching your shoes, or you want to get just like the nice new shit they got, I know they got some, honestly I don't know, I'm not really into anime, but they're dropping like an anime shoe. I probably won't be wearing it too much, but if you're into that shit, use my code Mikey. I got the white pair, I got the black pair. Those are probably gonna be my main two, just like depending on what fit I'm wearing, depending on what color socks I got on. So yeah, if you want some of those, use the code Mikey at checkout. I think it saves you 10%. Obviously it helps me out a little bit, and I appreciate all the help, all the love. Still repping Big Body. I got all the other codes in the description below. So that's all I got for this video. Appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate the support. I will bounce back. I am going to be better. I promise you that. I promise you I'm going to PR my total the next time I step out there on the platform. And if I don't, maybe I got to hang it up, bro, because I can't keep doing this fucking lower total than I hit 2 years ago. So I promise y'all I'm going to get better. I'm going to find a way to keep getting better, avoid the injuries, and put up a PR total the next time I step out. I appreciate all of y'all for watching. I appreciate the support. It really means so much when people come up to me. I'm talking way too damn much. It really means a lot when people come up to me and say they're watching the videos, and people just say that they've been following my journey and stuff. That means so much, because like in my head, like I always feel when I'm posting these, like, man, nobody really gives a fuck. But then when people come up to me in person and then just tell me they've been watching, or tell me they've been taking inspiration from it, or like tell me they just enjoy the content, then it just means a lot. So when I say I appreciate it, I really, really, really appreciate y'all watching. But yeah, that's all I got for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.